Diamonds and Gems, this is Miss Trey That Gem, and you are watching Gem Spark TV. This is about to be an Iylana Fix My Life. This episode aired June 7th, 2014. She basically went to meet, I think, Pennsylvania. It was a married couple. They had been together 20 years. It was an infidelity. The husband took his ring off 2 years prior. The wife hung it around her neck. Iylana was about to get into it to fix their life. So, honey, let's dive right on into it. So, y'all know me. I'm going to talk about what stuck out to me. As always, if I leave anything out, make sure to comment down below and let Miss Trey That Gem know. Okay? And if you are on Twitter, make sure to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to share this video with and let them know that your girl makes sure she keeps her word and keep y'all knowing what's going on their work. That's right. That's what I do. Alright. So let's get on into it. So basically, you can kind of tell that her husband was like, he had some struggles with lust. You can tell he was cheating. You can also tell that it's some issues with his sexuality. I didn't really hear him admit to it, but his wife was kind of beating around the bush like she kind of suspected or knew that this was the case. And so basically, Iylana sits down with the wife and she's talking to her. And Iylana notices that she has this ring around her neck, you know. And Iylana was like, well, what's that? And she was like, well, I think her name is Jennifer, Miss Jennifer. She was like, well, this is my husband's wedding ring. Now, I'm going to say this. I've been through infidelity, and I decided to forgive my husband. I will not play games with you. You take your ring off, that's on you. I'm not putting it around my neck. I'm not going to bind myself to something that you're not binding yourself to. I think for her, she wasn't listening to the signs, and she wasn't listening to what her husband was saying to her or showing her. Because he could be saying a whole lot of everything. But I'm going to say this. Actions speak louder than words. You can tell me every day, all day that you want to work this marriage out. But if you are not willing to keep your ring on, that's a lie. You take your ring off. And then not just that, but you allow me to wear it around my neck. You don't even ask for it back. That action would have shown me that what I'm up here trying to fight with you for, you're not fighting for. And I'm going to say this. I'm not going to fight for something that you're not fighting for. When you get to a place like that and you realize, and I think that for a second she realized it, but then he wheeled her back in. And so Iylana was trying to really get her to admit, like, the marriage is over. You're wearing your wedding ring. You wearing his wedding ring. But he's still doing what he do. So she gave her a homework assignment to get, you know how she do the 3 words to describe where you at this current state and explain them to her. But before we get to that, that same night, She drives to the husband's apartment. You heard me right. The husband's apartment. So they're not even living together anymore. She got her house. He got his apartment. Again, actions speak louder than words. Ladies, we have to get to a place where we can't allow our emotions to keep us bound to something that our men are not bound to anymore. I'm going to say this. In my case, when I felt like he wasn't present in the relationship anymore, I moved out. I moved out. He didn't have to ask me. He didn't have to say, oh, well, you know, beat around the bush and this and that and another. I moved out. I felt like I felt he wasn't present anymore. And I felt like I'm fighting for something that you're not fighting for. So when I felt that way, I left. And I'm going to say this. I didn't go around the same people we hung out together with. I didn't keep going to the same church we went to together. I disassociated myself. You understand what I'm saying? You have to get to a place, as women, when that man give you that sign that he ain't present anymore, you got to stop trying to be around him. And me doing that made him get present. It made him come get his wife. Like, no, I'm coming back for mine. You know what I mean? That made him get present. He was like, she not having it. And I wasn't. I'm not having it. And you just got to get to a place where you realize that I'm not having it. You got to know your worth. And you got to realize that you were fighting for. And a lot of women, you get to a place when you're going through infidelity or you're going through those motions or those relationships. Y'all remember the song, she went to sleep and she covered her head. And he was just like, say the word, I'll leave you alone. It was like, he was in tune enough to know someone right with his woman. When your man gets to a place where he's not in tune with the woman that you are or the woman that you have become, because I'm going to say this, your man know you better than what you think. A man that lives with a woman that he loves, he knows you better than what you think. And a lot of people be like, women can get away with cheating and women can do this, women can do that. Not in a house with a man that loves his woman, because he know. Oh, he know. He know your period better than you. Trust me, he know. And I feel like, Miss Jennifer, you kind of clocked out a little bit. And that's okay, because a lot of times as women, we do that. We clock out because we are in love with our men. We feel like if we fight long and hard enough, it's going to happen in our favor. It's going to get back together. It's going to be right, you know. And sad to say, sometimes it don't work out like that. Or it don't work out for our good like that. When that man moved out and he took his ring off, the relationship in his mind is over. I think personally, he don't want to see her with nobody else. Because according to the update, before I get to the update though, but I gotta say this. According to the update, they never filed for divorce yet. He still got her stringed along, talking about he working his issues out. Now, according to him talking to Iylana, and Iylana handled him, yes she did. He was sitting up there talking about he didn't want to say it. She said, let me tell you something. I'm not Jesus, but this is my ministry. And you ain't gonna lie to me now. You don't have to lie to me. You don't need to lie to me. Okay? I'm coming here to help you guys be honest with one another. And tell your truth. And he was like, well, I don't want to say it because I don't want my kids to know, and I don't want to lose my job. The congregation is, and da-da-da-da. That brother was more concerned with the congregation, the church, than he was his own wife. Listen to what I'm saying. Everything but his wife. Everything else played a factor. Everything else played a factor to him. Not his wife. He didn't say, oh, I don't want my wife to know. I don't want my wife to know all of this. I don't want her to know. Only thing he was concerned about was he don't want to hurt the mother of his children. He did say that, so that's his wife. I don't want to hurt the mother of my children. But he didn't say that to after the fact when Iylana started asking the hard question. Because Iylana was like, listen, let's stop playing games and let's get into it. Miss Iylana, yes, Miss Iylana Vincent got in there. Tails like, listen, how long you been cheating? Well, first of all, when was your marriage over? He was like 20 years ago. Now, mind you, didn't you hear me say in the beginning, they were married 20 years. He said 20 years ago, Iylana just got quiet. And he was like, well, let me explain. He said he talked about his molestation, how his brother molested him at 5 years old. He talks about, several different things, that led up to why he had the addiction to pornography and the infidelity and why he been cheating. Needless to say, 30 days into his his marriage, he cheated on his wife. He proposed to his wife, he said, as a joke. Whew. So Iylana say, you know what? You owe your wife the truth. You owe Miss Jennifer the truth. You need to talk to her, because in Jennifer's mind, the marriage was over 6 years prior to, because she found the letter. And she kept saying she didn't know if it was to a man or a woman. She was like, it was just a letter to somebody. She was like, when a woman thinks like that about their man, 9 times out of 10, ladies, you are not wrong. You know how your man is affectionate towards you. And so if he's affectionate towards what looks to be a friend, like he's affectionate towards you, 9 times out of 10, it's Bill. Y'all remember the song? How Bill was crippling all that Miss Lady house, and come to find out it was Bill taking her man. Well, she thought it was a woman, but it was Bill. Yeah, it's Bill. And this is the thing that I have an issue with. If you're going to be a homosexual male, be that. Don't use me unless you got some people that have agreements where they'll be your beard. Sign them up for 200, Alex. Okay. That's something that's mutually agreed upon between the two of you for some apparent reason. But to walk somebody into a relationship like that because you don't know how to stand in your truth, that's wrong. That's wrong. And that's just it. That's wrong. When you say out your mouth, you feel like your husband may be with this man, or in your head, you don't know if a letter was to that of man, that's serious. That's a serious accusation. And you got to be able to come to some type of grips. And I'm going to say this. I've had friends where literally they will not stand in that truth. Like, they will backpedal. They be like, listen, I thought my husband or my boyfriend or, my fiance was with his best friend. But I'm just crazy. They told me that couldn't be. Da 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 da. Something made you say that. Don't get talked out of what you know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for me, I know how my man is towards me. So if he had a friend around and they, you know, let me just go and say it. Because I had a little friend, I ain't going to say his name, before I got married, that I suspected that him and his friend was getting down like that. And he went off, and that's how I knew for sure that I was right. He went ballistic. I was like, well, when you finish yelling and screaming, how you treat me, baby, how you act towards me, how you get pissed off at me when I do something, how you are with me, affectionate and all of that, you are more than that with that man. And that's the reality. Now, if you want to be with that man, be with that man. But don't be sitting up here taking me along for the ride. And that's just what my reality and my truth is. You're not going to take me for no ride. So you're going to be with that man and you ain't going to be with me. And I'm the kind of person where when I see it, you can't talk me out of it. You can't talk me out of the opposite of it. When I see it, I'm right. And that's just what it is. So needless to say, how you doing? They end up getting married 3 years later. So I was right. I just want you to get what I'm saying. So to make that kind of accusation, sister, don't ever backpedal. You stay in that. And then for him to string you along to say, let him work some things out. And you filed for that divorce, Miss Jennifer. File for that divorce. Don't sit up there waiting on that man. Because that man is with Bill. That man is with Bill. When you make that type of thing where she asks you, well, you know, what woman? He was like, I don't know if it was a woman. Well, Iylana said, well, person. When you make an accusation like that out of your mouth about your man, 9 times out of 10, you've been around that man 20 years. You know. Just like if it wasn't a man and it was another woman. You know. Like when my husband, I asked. He was like, you knew every time. Yes, you know. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So needless to say, he had to sit down. He told Miss Jennifer his truth. Miss Jennifer was like, here, you have it. If it was never real, it was never true. You know, she was like, wow. Like, because her world had been crushed literally because, woo, that's something. That does something to a woman. When you've been with somebody that long, to feel like all that time they rejected you for 20 whole years. Well, the only reason why you really got together and the only thing y'all did real good together was had them babies. Woo! I was praying for my sister then. I said, wow, that's a pain and a hurt that, man, I wouldn't wish on my enemy. Like, whew. So, anywho, you know, Iylana felt her work was done and she left. But yeah, seriously, on a serious note, Miss Jennifer, it's time to sign on the dotted line. Let that go. He want to work it out in an apartment and you in the house. He's still going to be doing ministry, but yeah, he's still going to be doing this chick, that chick, maybe that dude too. And he's going to be watching porn, he's going to be doing this, and he's going to be living his life, and you're going to be wearing his wedding ring around your neck and your wedding ring on your finger. No. Don't keep putting a hold on your life like that. Some people just outgrow each other. Some people are together and they have a lifetime together. My great-grandparents, when they passed, were together 71 years. So some people are meant to be together like that. And then there's other people that just outgrow sometimes each other. And it's the reality. And I'm always the one where I say, hey, if y'all gonna grow apart together. You can not grow apart together, but grow up together. You know what I'm saying? Make it work, you know. But sometimes it ain't that easy. you know, and that's the reality. So I loved it. I did get a chance to catch, because I missed the last one where, you know, Mama Bear had to put the cubbies out, and I got a chance to catch the encore of it all. All I got to say, Iylana Fix My Life has been good, and she's been in Chicago several times, and I'm going to have to meet Miss Iylana, you know, just to hug on her. Miss Iylana say, he seen crazy. Yes, I seen that episode. I was like, yes. She said, not on my watch. You ain't going to do this baby on my watch. Yes, I loved it. Anyway, so this has been Straight That Jam giving you Iylana Fix My Life. Original air date was June 7, 2014. Recap. Diamonds, you are the toughest material on the earth, ladies, and there's none like you. Gents, you no longer boys. When you watch this channel, make sure to comment down below if I missed something, you would like to talk about something, dialogue about it. Y'all know what to do. Comment down below. Make sure to like and share this video, and please sub. It is absolutely free. How you doing? Have joy, love, and be empowered in the 2014. You be blessed. Mwah.